welcome back to Bar Talk, the Spirits and Beverage podcast at the Relief and Resource. I am your host, John Foley. With me, as always, Mark Miller.
Hello.
And Courtney Booms.
Hello.
This is the third of our trilogy of Hot Drams episodes. Waited for you to get to know us a little bit and also watch Courtney, in this case, eat very hot chicken and drink some hot whiskey. Follow up while divulging a little bit of information about herself.
Just a little bit.
Because, hopefully you find her interesting. I do. I find her very interesting.
Thank you.
You're probably more interesting than both Mark and I combined.
Episode 3, Return of the Courtney.
Return of the Courtney?
The Rise of the
Courtney.
So is she a Skywalker or a Sith?
She's a Palpatine. Spoiler alert!
See, I stopped watching them because I got mad, so I don't actually even know what a Sith is.
I feel like that can't be true.
That's all right.
I really don't know what I mean. They're bad guys. They're red. Are they red? Are they all red?
Some of them are red.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just pissed because he's red. Okay, so questions, whiskey. And Courtney, just for those who don't know, Courtney not only works behind the bar here, but also is very involved in training service staff. She does our inventory. She kind of manages the house, really, like takes care of a lot of cleaning and a lot of things that make this place as a building tick, which is really, really, really important if you're trying to do a job that involves food and beverage every single day.
Yeah. Super easy if you're OCD about those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Courtney's great because
or easy for me if you're good at exploiting people with OCD. Getting them to do
she
something.
does all of the cleaning stuff that John and I don't want to do.
Yeah,
basically.
That's okay. I love it.
I would do it, and then Courtney would walk in there and say,
No.
No. You didn't wax on, you didn't wax off. This fence is painted, and nothing looks good. Now I have to do it all over, and you won't win the All Valley.
The other half of the OCD part of me, yeah.
Okay.
Before we get going, we should probably give a quick shout out to iLogic Media.
Oh, I skipped right over that part.
Our producers, shout out to them. Check them out. They have fantastic podcasts, mainly sports, but a good variety of other subjects.
Yeah, sports and sports betting. They separate that pretty nicely.
Yeah.
You can really, if you're like a daily fantasy player, you can get on there on like Sunday morning and go
Check
over a quick little like primer for the weekend.
Yeah. And another shout out to Beale Street Smokehouse Barbecue in good old Fenton, Michigan.
Yeah, just a moment's mention on Beale Street. Congratulations to Lisa and her team because they are moving out of the back of a tiny gas station where they've been making barbecue for years. Over a decade. Yeah. And into a building that used to house a restaurant that was in town for years and years and years that just had to close. A number of things with staffing. They were getting a little bit older. They wanted to move away from the building. So Johnny's Pizza, which had been a place that like my family went to like when I was a kid. Now Beale Street Smokehouse is getting that restaurant's getting like a full bar. They've got a new like smoker corral. They've got
location next to
a banquet room. Yeah, and it's on the north side of town, which needs some stuff.
Yeah.
So
and they provided all of the chicken wings for today. So
for all of our
our
Hot Drams.
Yeah, for all the Hot Drams.
Yeah.
So thank you to them.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with some standard stuff, really, like a hot sauce and a whiskey you can find in your corner grocery store. Rather easy. Cholula.
Cholula.
Never heard of it. And then Bushmills, just wonderful Northern Irish.
Yes.
Black Bush.
Earliest licensed distillery in Ireland, as you will maybe remembered from our second
possibly
episode.
even the world.
Licensed? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I mean. Yeah.
All right, get into it, Booms. And John, you are up with the first question, I believe.
I am up with the first question. No, those wings look good when I picked them up.
Yeah. Oh, not because of Beale Street.
What did you say?
She said deliciously cold wings, and I said,
they're
but
cold.
not because of Beale Street.
Yeah, because we had
They
a little bit
served
of
them
a technical issue, and I left my wing warmer at home. And I used it at a gala over the weekend.
Who's inviting you to a gala?
Huh?
What?
I don't have to be invited. My presence is expected.
You just show up like Batman through a window.
Yeah. Well, I had the wing warmer and the proteins.
Oh, right.
Obviously,
you were the source. You were the source of the party. Obviously.
See John busting through the window. I'm like a Batman.
Some line of wool in
well,
one hand.
If it's an outside gala, I like to drop it.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah. All right, Booms. You. The minute anybody meets you, you strike somebody. You strike them. You struck me as someone who you go all the way into the things that you love. You research and you'd rather immerse yourself completely than have a cursory amount of knowledge, right? Like
Thank you. Yeah, I think I try. It's part of the kind of obsessive nature of me. Anything that I really like and enjoy, I want to know.
Yeah.
Everything.
So how did that start with cocktails? What was the first spark?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I had some original focuses when I was coming out of high school and college. It wasn't the bar scene right away, but I was working at a bar, a steakhouse, kind of more fine dining, quote unquote. And I was serving there, and I noticed that the bartenders were making more money, and I was trying to pay off my college bills and all that kind of stuff. So I tried really quickly to learn how to do bartending and then jump into that. And it started with knowing how to do Manhattan and martini, some kind of classic stuff, learning about local craft beers and wine. And then once I got that basis and then got the position as a bartender, I found out that that was just the starting point. There's way more to go from there. And then I found that the place where I was at was pretty stagnant as far as cocktails were going because they were only doing certain things. And so I wanted to jump ahead and found myself here eventually.
It's really how it went with a lot of places too. It's like, okay, we've been doing things the same way for 40 years. Why do we have to change? Okay, well, we're going to do craft cocktails a little bit better. Yeah. But okay, we wrote a craft cocktail menu. It's 8 drinks long and it's all classics. Well, we're good now. But you can always push, right? There's always the next best thing that you could be doing it better.
Well, that's just the thing too. So if they did a variation on a martini from their house drinks, it would just be a berry martini, which isn't bad in and of itself, but it's really not creative either. There's plenty of places that do berry martini.
Wait, you can put berries in a martini?
What? Yeah.
Or when Saint Germain came out and everybody was like, we're good. Yeah. This is the one thing I've been waiting for. We're just going to put this shit in everything. Yeah. And good.
Yeah. So I was just...
Elderflowers. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
But that stuff is actually good cocktails, so I guess I'm not dogging on Saint Germain.
No, but we
don't have a Saint Germain rep, but they're going to call us.
Hey, dude.
So we're super glad you mentioned the product in the podcast.
All right. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
So another brand, the next hot sauce, I'm just grabbing it. Another one is the next one is El Yucateco, which is a brand that a lot of people really know.
Yeah.
You'll see the regular red one, the habanero one at Mexican restaurants or in the specialty aisle of your local grocer. This is just chili habanero, right? Why is it black? Why is the sauce black?
Is it smoked?
I don't know the answer to that, but I love the color of it, and we haven't done it yet.
No,
the wing's super dark.
It is a very, very dark.
My assumption is there's just a shit ton of black pepper or something, maybe? I don't know.
It tasted good. I just can't believe I haven't bought this one yet.
Well, I know we did. I did
the
Verde, the green one, right, in my Hot Drams.
I think you had the Triple X. And I think you had the
Verde.
Verde.
I had the green one.
Oh,
yeah.
It was really good. So I never put it on a wing before. I always just put it on shrimp taco.
Span the whole range of El Yucateco. So as you're biting into that, Ms. Booms, kind of piggybacking off of the first question we had for you, what is one of your favorites, if not your most favorite cocktail book you've ever read that you would recommend as essential reading for anyone interested?
I'm sorry we didn't pull a prop because we didn't know what book you were going to.
Yeah,
it's okay, that's fair.
Anyone interested in cocktailing, basically.
Okay. That's a good sauce. It's not very hot.
It should be mentioned that Booms has the greatest tolerance. The three of us for spicy food.
Yeah.
We'll find out by the time we get over here. We talked about it a little bit in the podcast where we talked about bar books. Dead Rabbit's one of my favorites because they kind of break outside of the mold of the structure of both the integrity of a great cocktail and then ingredients and recipes listed and then technique as well. But one of my favorites
is a much different structure.
Yeah.
It's
throwing a comic.
It's a really fun read.
Yeah, into it at the same time. Excuse me. And I think based on just the idea of a cocktail book as a recipe book mainly, as well as instructional. But then I got it around Christmas time and I've been rereading it again recently. I know you've been rereading it because we talked about it the other day, is the Last Call Bar book. Because it kind of, it really jumps into the structure and the idea of the bar from a bartender's perspective, or if you're behind the stick, so to speak, which is a slang term for being behind the bar.
And it focuses on something interesting, which is the very end of the night. So you get a little bit more of what our routine is. Like a lot of bar books, it's just okay, this is how we create a menu. This is how we do all the content, all the creative stuff.
Yeah.
But there's kind of an expected melancholy, I guess, and kind of the mundane routine of closing.
Yeah.
So Last Call kind of captures that. It's a unique thing that happens, at the end of every shift.
And it's
there's space in that book for like people wondering and people just sitting and talking and people feeling a little bit worn down, and like it's a cool picture.
Like it's a mundane routine, definitely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also when the bartender is like the most themselves.
Yes.
Because being a bartender is a little bit of acting, because you're there for the guest, not for yourself usually, right?
Fake it till you make it, I say.
Yeah. Like for instance, I'm not
bit,
nearly this
right?
tall.
Like
at all.
He's got platform shoes behind that bar. Watch, look for it next time you're there. No, in reality, like I really enjoy talking to my guests, and I like hanging out with them. I like learning about them or teaching them things that I know that they're interested in. But part of me, like if you were just kicking it with me at my house on a couch, then
much different.
It's way chiller than that. Or my mood is a little bit different. I'm not quite as peppy. Like I'm a pretty low key person on average. So yeah, great.
Excellent.
Yeah,
cool.
Great question.
And Glenfiddich, 14 bourbon barrel reserves, so 12 years in standard spent bourbon cask and 2 years in a fresh char.
She tasty too.
Yeah, we've mentioned this whiskey a couple times before as like a great bridge whiskey.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that there's no bourbon in our lineup because we do try to tailor the lineups to our taste. And Courtney doesn't really like bourbon that much.
Corn's a bit too sweet for her.
There are some people,
we didn't throw any corn, it's all rye and barley. Yeah. Okay, for the third one,
weeded bourbon.
I almost
If
put
it
one in
had
there.
to be
I'll
there.
tell you when I think if I can remember when I almost did it but didn't.
These are all good so far.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So Sazerac rye, essentially 6-year rye. They don't have the age statement on it any longer, but rest assured it's pretty much all 6 years. What I know, Queen. I've never seen this company before. Queen Majesty.
Queen Majesty, yeah.
Red habanero and black coffee hot sauce. I tasted this one.
California, New York.
This is actually what the Queen puts on her eggs.
California, New York. They're both like right next to each other. What's it matter?
What's up? Bring me the Queen Majesty.
Oh, see, no, it's from Queens.
Red habanero.
Obviously, Queen Majesty, Queens, New York. Yeah.
Right, different kind of queen.
Black coffee and habanero. I've never had this before, but I tried it. It's super, super good.
I love coffee, so this sounds like a great idea. So would you both?
Well, when you sent me the picture of the hot sauce you had, I was like, that has to be in there because it sounds awesome.
And it's got a wolf on it.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it's got a little like a black wolf on it. It's really spooky.
Oh, all right.
Sick.
Very good sauce.
Neat. Wolf.
Those are the other things. If you had a conversation with me,
things they think of.
Had a conversation with me on my couch, we'd talk about why there's a wolf on the black on the Queen's Majesty black coffee.
All right, I look forward to that. All right, so question 3. You love history, and your degree is your undergraduate degree is in history.
That's right. Yeah,
correct?
I did get a degree, and it's in history. I use it for the bar more often than I think.
My English degree too.
Mhm.
Look at the good we do.
Wow.
If you could drink with any historical person, who would it be, and what would you drink, and what would you talk about?
That was a great question. Any historical person, meaning like relevance to like a history book, right?
Just
Versus
anyone,
like
I
not
think.
like a mythical.
Yeah, let's say that we can
Okay.
prove that they existed for sure.
Let me grab this right real quick.
Let me knock back this right.
I thought about this question a lot because there's a lot of places that I've been where people have asked me the same question, mostly pubs during my undergraduate degree. And, a lot of times I want to go for somebody really like I think it's just philosophically interesting. So like the Buddha or Gandhi or something like that. But then I go back and I think about my focus.
Gandhi drink with you though, because he'd be
Gandhi
like,
wouldn't drink.
No, exactly. And he'd also be like, it's really awkward that you're drinking
Right.
and I'm very tired.
Right.
You just got to finish up. I'm here for you.
I got to go get some salt from these salt flats.
Yeah.
I
I'm exhausted.
think based on my history degree, which was focused in British history, I would choose either Churchill, because he seemed to have been a fucking riot.
He'd be a good time.
Yeah. And he could drink people under the table, and he used to like throw insults left, right, and center, and I'd probably find that really funny. Or I would do maybe like Owain Glyndwr, who would have been medieval, Welsh, the last Prince of Wales, and in Wales, the princes actually held a higher structure than kings. So, he would have been really fascinating just to get him from like the rebel side of things.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. Or Lloyd George was the Welsh prime minister around the same time as Churchill, just after. So that would be pretty interesting.
I thought you said Boy George. I was like, good pull.
Boy George,
George
yeah.
would be fun to drink with.
Historically relevant. Boy
Yeah.
George.
I think Mark's got the next question. Yeah, you do. But,
How was that sauce, by the way?
It's so good. It's so good. I love the habanero. Habanero is one of my favorite peppers.
I'm going to put it on one of the leftover wings after we get done with this and try it. So for the fourth one,
that's
Bravado Spice Company.
Dark too.
And these guys are from, it's really difficult to see this. I'm probably going to have to make it up.
They're definitely from somewhere.
I mean,
that's for sure.
I love Bravado. I think you guys have 3 Bravado spices on here for me.
From Gary, Indiana, and the sauce is made from factory runoff. Oh no, Texas. Texas. All right, ghost pepper, blueberry.
Get that call from them later on. Yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
The city of Gary is going to call me.
We are not getting.
We take umbrage, sir. It's been decades of this.
All right.
And you're going to have Teeling.
Blueberry ghost pepper?
Blueberry ghost pepper and Teeling Irish whiskey, which has been finished in rum barrels.
I do love Irish whiskey.
Pot still Irish whiskey. No.
And I love rum finished whiskey as well.
They're not all, these aren't all pot still. They have a pot still. This is not it.
Fabulous stuff.
And we're on question 4 as you bite into that. Mm-hmm. So, much like John and I, Courtney, you are a cocktail nerd that loves to visit, other bars and other places and seek out interesting and different drinking experiences, if you will. What bar have you been to that you thought was truly mind-blowing or cutting edge or just extremely spot on in their execution of their cocktails?
I know.
Can I have a couple of, I list a couple of them based on what you said there? Okay. Yeah. Innovative, new and like cutting edge. He does already know. It's Castalia out in Detroit, kind of midtown area. It's ran by Kevin Peterson and his wife. They are super cool people. They run a perfumery during the day and a cocktail bar at night. All of their cocktails are paired to the scents that they make during the day, like their perfumes and colognes and whatever else. And every time I've been there, the menu, the way that he structures his menu, the way that the scents pair with the cocktails is always really fascinated to me. I even got a book when I was there last time about the science of scent. And since scent is about like 80% of your taste buds anyway, or what you taste when you're having something, it makes it really easy to structure the drink based on like how the scent and the mouthfeel compare to create the flavor, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I find them fascinating. I love going there. They're super nice people. Every single time I've been there, I've enjoyed myself immensely. Even when we were there for way too long, and Kevin then came out and gave us more things to try because he's like, "Hey, you're kind of weird and nerdy. Do you want to try this agave-based gin or this cachaça from the middle of nowhere or whatever?" Which is really cool. So super hospitable, super nerdy. Love that place. There's another weird place. I don't know. You won't like this one. In Chicago, it's the Aviary. It was one of the bars. They go super high tech, like chemical engineering type cocktails. High concept. Yeah. So it's a one night kind of go for me.
If you've ever read The Cocktail Lab by Tony Consigliere, that's a type of bar.
Yeah.
That is the result of that particular bar philosophy.
Yeah.
Charles Jolie has been, doing amazing things in Chicago forever. I just didn't have fun.
I understand. And I understand why that was the case for you. For me, it was fun. It was definitely like a one night type thing. I might not go back. It's a really high price. If I had a lot of money, I'd probably go back again. But to have the one experience there was great. And I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was really fascinating the way that they hyper infuse something by using a combination of gravity and out in space, they have no, what's it called?
In space, no one can hear you scream.
In space, no one can hear you scream. They pull out all the air. They create a vacuum. That's what it is. They create a vacuum, pull out all the air.
That's why nobody
and
can
then
hear you scream.
They flip the cocktail so it hyper infuses in the vacuum. So that was really fascinating. And then a bar generally that I would just go back to because I always have a good time and it was really cool. Is probably 3 Dots and a Dash. I really like tiki bars. I know sometimes they get a little bit of a bad rap if they don't do themselves well. I won't explain any further on that because there's lots of different opinions about it, but I love a good tiki drink like rum and citrus, and usually they're super boozy, and that's kind of right up my alley.
Yeah, that's one spot I always try to hit up when I go to Chicago is 3 Dots because it's just a good tiki bar.
That's where your flower photo came from, right?
Photo from my Hot Drams episode. Yep.
Which, did you trim your beard?
Did I trim?
Yeah, is it shorter?
It is. Well, I never trim my own beard fully. Zach Minot, shout outs to you. Consolidated, Flint.
I heard lots of people say good things about it.
Yeah, it's a great barber.
This is a great whiskey to follow up.
That Teeling, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet Orchard Toffee.
Sauce 5, Whiskey 5. Whiskey is Lefroy Quarter Cask, which is a cool whiskey because they quarter the original amount and put it into smaller casks to optimize wood exposure.
That's what she said.
See? And Bravado, not from Gary, Indiana Spice Company, has given us the second one too, which is black garlic. Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper.
They have a little five fire scale system down here to let you know how evil this is, and it's 5 fires.
Out of 5?
5 out of 5 fires.
It's a very dark shade of red to let you know that it's extremely serious.
I got some black garlic from when we cleaned out our kitchen downstairs. What did we have on the menu that had black garlic? Do you remember? It's a question for Pat Hennig.
Now.
Pat Hennig. Hennig, excuse me.
I think he was
put a comment in the
black
section
garlic
below.
mayo. I think it was a mayo.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Palm frites.
Palm frites.
Palm frites, yeah.
Black garlic, Carolina Reaper. Oh.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. I had a snap to it too.
I did hear it, yes. Quite snappy. Follow, you're up with question 5.
What question is this?
Oh, question 5. Yes, sorry.
I'm just over there dawdling, looking at fucking footballs.
I'm not. No, he's looking at I got nothing to look at. No, sorry. Question 5. Yes. So, what first prompted you to kill? And if provoked,
your mouth, sir.
Would you kill again?
Yes and yes.
That's not. I'm interviewing somebody else.
Oh yeah, that's
for
for
your
the
6
one.
o'clock.
That's for the
Yeah,
podcast.
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
o'clock. Yeah. But it's disconcerting how fast you answered that. Yes. You've traveled extensively, and what's been your favorite place? This is an easy one though.
Yeah,
where do you want to go the most if you haven't been either? Because you've traveled a lot.
Great follow up. Yes. I've been very
You're
lucky.
going again. You got a trip planned.
I do.
In
January, we'll be going to New Orleans. It's my boyfriend and I. We've gone to a few different places now. I've gone to a few places with my sister and my parents. Outside of the U.S.
Doesn't matter.
Outside of the U.S., definitely Wales. I did all British history that you asked me about earlier. I did all my studies there. I've learned the language. Every time I'm there, I meet amazing people. Same in Ireland too. Not to put down the rest of the UK as far as amazing people that you meet. But in Wales, I feel a certain connection to them because I feel like I know a little bit more about their personal history. They love that and like to kind of reciprocate as far as the amount of interest that I put forward. Inside the U.S., my sister and I went to Seattle recently, and that was really cool. I loved being up on the West Coast near the water and the mountains combined. I eat seafood like nobody's business. If these were all fish fingers, I'd be just as happy. And so everything was really fresh and super delicious there too.
Fish don't have fingers. Fish don't have fingers.
Fish don't have fingers?
Those things are not their fingers.
Oh my God.
I know.
My life is a lie. I'm out.
Yes,
your Seattle trip looks super
fish
fun for sure.
So where haven't you been that you want to go?
Haven't been, but I'd like to go. I would love to go somewhere warmer. I do choose a lot of that kind of temperate and cold climate. I like the rain, don't get me wrong. I like it being cold and stuff, but I would love to go someplace warmer, so South Africa. Morocco has interested me before, so in general, some of those areas. And then I would also go to the Caribbean somewhere, or I would try Mexico. A couple of your trips that I've looked at before in the past look super fun. And I know
our travels are kind of the complete opposite because I always go to warm places.
Yeah.
If you were to go to Morocco, would you barter in a market?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
I feel like you would have to barter in a market.
Yeah.
If you were there.
I might.
For so anything. Trinkets even.
Mostly, I love those glass orbs. The Moroccan lights that are basically glass orbs.
Those
are cool. Those are gorgeous. I want to get that and a sea light for my apartment.
A sea light?
It's just a big giant globe with netting. Rope netting around it.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
I can envision it.
Fun fact.
There's a picture in my brain.
Yeah. If you ever come to my apartment, bring that with you. You're welcome.
All right, wing 6 we're on now, yeah?
Wing 6.
You've got,
It's this right here, yeah? So the hot sauce, we're doing another Bravado spice company. We seem to really like them for this lineup. This is their AKA Miso Ghost Reaper.
Aka Miso, right?
Aka Miso, AKA Aka, whatever.
Yeah. Which I put onto John's
mushrooms,
wife.
yeah?
She loves it.
Mushrooms.
Miso is a paste made from kind of a combination of things, but yeah.
100% vegan, extremely spicy. Again, 5 out of 5 fires.
5.
So, be prepared for that. And we're pairing it with some Glen Scotia Victoriana, which is their cast strength.
That's
single
it.
malt
Okay.
expression.
And it sees new bourbon char too.
Yes.
Yeah, from Campbellton.
So this guy
So
sits
tight.
at 108 proof.
Mm-hmm. That's
108.4.
one of my favorite whiskeys that I've tasted this year.
I think this is my question. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you are someone who admittedly enjoys many different cuisines from around the globe, right?
I love food.
What is one of your favorite dishes to make at home, whether it be for any entertaining guests or just as really great comfort food for yourself?
That's a great question, Mark. I think one of my favorite things to make because of the intricacy of it is usually a lot of Asian dishes. So I love making sukiyaki.
Bless you.
Thank you. It's a lot of different parts, and it's very intricate in like the mise en place and then the setup for it. But it's super rich and hearty and delicious. Very much comfort food. You serve it with usually some sliced beef, some shiriyaki noodles, if I'm pronouncing that right. You get dandelion leaves and tofu, and just onions and carrots and a bunch of other things. You cook that down in like a dashi stock.
Now, do you make this in a wok or?
You make it in like a big wide pan. So you could use a wok, but it's kind of too deep. So something that's a little bit wider and shallower.
Sure.
Cook that over heat, and then you eat it in a bowl in front of you. You've got an egg yolk that you're welcome to scramble up or just leave it like that or whatever. Whole egg is also good. And you can just take the meat, kind of dip it in there, stir it around a little bit, and then eat it. And it makes like a super creamy, soft, velvety mouthfeel. I adore.
It's really, really good.
It's so nice. I did make it for John and his wife not very long ago.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, you take some cooked rice. You add that to like the cooked down dashi stock, which is now infused with like meat and veggies and all those other things that you added to it. And then you eat that almost like a porridge at the very end. It's super nice. Very cool. Easy to do family style. So it's great for a group. And
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
that's what I would recommend.
So would you say that out of like all the world
Forgot my
cuisines,
whiskey.
Asian cuisine is one of your favorites?
Asian
or?
food, Asian food is a lot of my favorite, a lot of the meals I like to make are Asian food based because I like that kind of umami, sour spice, depending on what kind you're doing. For like Japanese food, it's a lot more dulled down, so it's not super spicy or super sour. It's kind of like more well balanced. Or if it's super one thing or another, it's usually umami. But I love Thai food, which can have a lot of spice influence, and I love curries, so Indian food, or tagine, if you want to go like we talked about Morocco a second ago. I love tagine.
So you're just not a big like chicken Alfredo gal, huh?
Sorry, I don't eat a lot of pasta.
Yeah. That's fair.
I will eat it. I make carbonara semi-frequently because my sister likes it. But I usually pass on pasta. I don't know why.
Carbonara is super easy and fun.
Yeah.
It's like this is pasta fast food.
Yeah.
Done.
When done right.
Not
If
the
you don't
shitty
split
way.
your sauce.
Yeah.
And if you're just listening to the audio version, Booms' lips have gotten
They
progressively
probably
redder.
have, yeah. I haven't touched my water yet though.
No, you haven't. You're doing really
Yeah,
well.
you're doing great.
At this point, John and I were both sweating.
I was licking my
well,
lips.
it was always going to be this way.
Yeah.
Because
The more
And
things
you only
I'm
got
supposed
2
to
wins
do.
left.
that messed me up. It was fun. But- okay,
Yeah, I've been licking my
so
lips the whole time. It's just a definite no-no.
you what?
Been licking my lips the whole time, which is like a definite no-no.
Did you look your eyeball
I wish I could.
yet? Don't do that.
It'd be
if you
so much easier to take out my contacts.
can. So we got 4 pictures from your Facebook. We asked
The deep dive.
your sister
Deep
for
dive.
help on this, and she was not helpful.
Eric Booms, you failed me.
Called you out, girl.
Yeah.
She
So-
does have opposite hours to all of us, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That
To be
just
fair.
sounds like an excuse to me.
All right.
So she's still awake.
She will.
Sometimes she's awake.
She's not awake right now.
No, she was very kind though. She texted me at like 2 a.m. last night, being like, "Hey, sorry, I can still get your pictures." I was like, "Don't worry about it." I got
Yeah,
it."
we already
found
had
them.
it.
Yeah.
So for Wing
Did it
7, before we get into
independently.
the photo deep dive, Hellfire Detroit, their hot sauce Cabernet Habanero Reaper, which is
So a little fruity.
So
This was a chunky sauce. I
Probably
was-
fruity.
yeah.
Had
And
a
this
little
is-
bit of chunk puree.
I'm
You've had this
fancy.
before?
Well, I have not had. I think you opened it for this, right?
6,
Oh, okay.
7, 8.
My sister, who doesn't get photos to people in time apparently, did give me this for Christmas. Just kidding, love you, Erica. Did give me this for Christmas, and then I was like saving it for doing another challenge,
Yeah.
basically, and then I kept forgetting about it. So I also don't really like red wine. It's just
be
not for me.
interesting.
I usually get a
Yeah.
headache.
But you like Redbreast, don't you?
I love red breast.
That's good
Yeah.
because that's what we have.
Just follow it up with
Yeah.
that. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Redbreast
Yeah.
cast strength is.
I always find if you drink an ounce of Redbreast
Yeah.
in your glass of red wine,
Huh?
Wait a second, that probably won't.
Sounds like
No. Then you put the hot sauce in the glass
party though, doesn't it?
with the chicken wing.
All of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Put some ice in your shaker. Shake it up. Garnish it with a dehydrated pineapple.
Yes. All right, let's
Ready.
get into it.
Uh-huh.
Foley, it's on you, buddy.
Oh, with the photos? We have
Yeah,
four.
from-
We have 4 of them. We picked from a lot of different ones, but I kind of gave each photo a name, and you can tell me if my name's accurate or not. I have no idea where you are in this particular one. I named it Japanese Mountain, but I think I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, you're wrong.
But I just feel like there should be monks up there somewhere.
So there were monks up there. You're partly
I
right.
knew it.
It's Michael Skellig, which is an island in Ireland, off the coast of Ireland. That was the site of a monastery for some secluded monks, basically, who wanted to live there, commune with nature, read the good book, and do not a whole lot else. And yeah, we went up there. That was a trip I took with my man John, and we went up like a ridiculously steep set of stairs to the top of the monastery where they had these little dome huts. Now the dome huts are featured in.
Listen, just because they didn't have
Star Wars
access
film.
to regular building materials does not mean you need to call their house dome.
Dome.
Oh, dome.
Dome.
Got it.
Yeah, they were in
Stone domed huts.
Where the Sith live.
Where the
was
Sith
it,
live. No, actually Luke Skywalker lived there in
The Last
isolation
Jedi.
for
Yeah.
Oh.
some time before Rhea found him. Rhea or Ray?
Ray.
Ray found him.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it's been a minute since I've seen it. Yeah, and
You
that
just
was,
look really happy.
it was an amazing trip.
Yeah, for
I really
sure.
enjoyed it. We had a boat ride out there. I love being on boats and on the water. And I went all the way up the hill and I came back down, and our tour guide was like just chilling there on the end, and we're like, why didn't you come up, man? We would have paid for your ticket or whatever. And he's like, I've done this plenty of times. I don't give two shits about it, which was pretty funny. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good one.
All right. Second
I
one.
didn't drink my Red Bus.
Oh yes.
Pastry Mouth is what I named this one.
Pretty accurate. Proshki is a Russian bakery in Seattle's Pike Market. And that is a salmon proshki. So you can't really tell completely from the picture, but it's meant to be fish shaped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? The tail
You
would be
can
like
kinda
just near the end where my hand
Yes,
is,
you're biting
where
its
my
head
wrist
off.
is. Yeah, and I'm biting its head off.
And it was filled with fish.
It's filled with salmon and cream cheese and like scallions and chives. It's
Whoa.
like super
sounds
rich,
like
very
smoked salmon.
savory. Yep. I had that for breakfast
Is it
that
smoked
day.
salmon?
Yep.
Is
Delicious.
it warm? They give it to you warm?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Keep
Dear
it nice and
God.
warm.
That sounds
And
awesome.
it was amazing. I'm a big foodie.
That's why her eyes are so wild. She's
oh,
like,
well,
this is
I was just
fucking
gonna say,
awesome.
Yeah.
and
that
I'm
sounds
flashing
awesome.
the
That sounds great.
classic Wild Eyes, which is a Boom's
Staple,
regular.
yeah.
Yeah. Catch me at the bar, just looking in the middle of nowhere, and then I'll just flash you the crazy eyes when you catch me. So that's your one.
Well, see, you can't see your eyes at all in this one. This is a fashion picture.
This
Yep.
is a fashion picture.
It's a fashion
I was
picture.
feeling myself that day. We're at the Centaur Bar in Detroit. We had just gone to Cliff Bell's. They have a cabaret show on Sundays, or they did have a cabaret show on Sundays. We had
Yeah,
just
that's
gone
for
there.
sure.
So fun, super fun. And we decided it's like 2 blocks away, maybe, to go to the Centaur Bar, which is really
Looks like
swanky
it's still
bar.
daytime though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a morning show. It was like a brunch
Oh, okay.
cabaret type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Awesome.
right.
Very fun. I look way too confident in myself in that photo. I gotta say, duck lips and all.
And here you are riding a goat.
Yeah, we were
Goat
at-
carousel is what I call this one.
It's a good one. We were in Dearborn at the Christmas Village, Greenfield Village, during Christmas time, I should say. And I got really excited that the carousel had a goat because I'm like super into goats. I think they're the coolest animals on earth.
And the
And,
face is because you just scared the shit out of like the 5-year-old boy
Yeah,
who was on
yeah.
the goat.
He was
He's
there, I
like
was like,
booking it to his
"Come on,
mom,
man."
like, my goat now.
yeah.
Also,
No,
I do love the caption you put on this on your Instagram. I
on
thought it was
there?
great. I
couldn't
don't
find
remember
it.
what it is. So
Something
it's something
about
like
goats.
I'm on a goat. Like I'm on a
I'm
goat.
on a goat and I'm
Yeah.
going fast.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
a tartan
I'm going fast, and I got a Christmassy themed tartan Afghan.
Yes, that's
Music note, go Christmas tree. There's lights by literally the worst and 9 others.
Oh,
So
sweet.
whoever the worst is.
That's Sarah Talley.
That's Sarah Talley.
Oh.
That's one of our hostesses.
Yes, it is. All right. Excellent.
Well, that's the photo deep dive for you, Miss Booms. Well done.
Thanks
well
for
done.
checking it out, boys.
Yeah. I was surprised. I was able to pull up like 15 different pictures.
Yeah.
There were some other
Which
ones we didn't choose.
Pick
that,
through. I'll
Yeah.
love to look at those later. Yeah.
I just lost them.
Which, as I said for you, is
I remember what it was.
surprising and difficult because you like to take pictures of things,
Yep.
but not yourself.
Correct.
She's
I
a
don't.
very humble lady, I think, you know?
I like you to see what I can see, and I can't see myself unless I'm looking in a mirror. So
True, true. All right, shall we do the last one?
we shall dab the last one.
As we know, Traditionally,
So far,
the
we're
last
doing,
dab, triple
just
X.
great.
From Heatonist Hot Ones. People make hot ones on YouTube. Yeah, go ahead and dab that up there, babe.
Heck. So
You always do a little bit
Extra,
extra on the last dab.
And you got Corey Brecken.
Yep,
Yeah.
from Ardbeg Corey
Yeah.
Becken.
one
They're,
of my favorites.
Something big and
I guess you
smoky.
could call it cast strength, but they don't describe it as cast strength, right?
Yeah, no,
It's
they
just
don't.
higher proof.
What is the fruit one I'm specifically?
114.2. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. That's it. It's like a nice line.
Get into it.
Mustard.
And you really got to take a real great big bite for this one because it's a fun question.
Huh? I tasted ginger right away.
Yeah. I love that sauce. It's got great flavor.
It tastes
to it, even
good.
though
It's
it's
just
just very
super
hot.
It does taste good. It does take a minute to get to, so I'm waiting for it.
Okay. Ready for your question?
Yes.
Okay. So you're multilingual, right?
Sort of.
Yeah. So,
Try to be.
well, let's see if you can give us the recipe for a gin martini in Welsh and German.
Okay.
Welsh first.
I'm going to preface this by saying that the Welsh only had a few spirits in Welsh
Yeah.
because most were made outside of Wales. When it was brought in, it was given the name that I had. Right.
Right.
So
That's fair.
we'll start with Welsh. So it'd be trior ounce, because I think ounce is ounce, but it's spelled OWNS.
Okay.
XVWX dash.
Ounce
Have you ever seen
gin.
this? Yeah. Ounce gin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should say, because yeah would be German. Eins ounce. Eins ounce vermouth. The
Vermouth, of course.
Vermouth,
Yeah.
yeah. Areno bitters, orange bitters.
Yeah.
Troy.
Troy.
Troy met door. Yeah, Troy met door.
He's frying her brain.
Stir with ice.
Stir with ice. Excellent.
So German, 3 ounce gin as well, 3 instead of 3. 1 ounce vermouth would also be this almost the same thing. Might be vermouth. I think it's vermouth. Orangen bitters, and then Aufsehen mit Eis. Ice
German
is still
sounds
ice.
really. I feel like I could speak German.
So German, English
German
is
Welsh.
Germanic based.
Yeah.
German and Welsh
Welsh
sound a
is
lot alike.
close as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welsh
So
is close
what-
as well. It's less.
So the question should have been, why didn't you just go ahead and learn a couple languages that were different from each other instead of like half-assing your way from one language
So,
to another? Like,
German.
What else is just like those two? Why don't you just go learn that one too?
I learned German in high school because it was the smaller class,
Right?
and I have German family lineage,
You like
so
that,
I was
that
able to.
teacher-student connection,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sure.
And so my grandparents did help me out a little bit with some of that German. And my older sister had taken German before too. So it's like I could just steal her notes. And then Welsh was because of my history background. I needed to learn Welsh to read Welsh. And a lot of the historical texts were in Welsh.
How you feel?
That last one's the only one that's lingering, which is
Yeah.
the only thing that I usually don't have that great of a time with.
But you still haven't touched your water, so props to you.
Good job.
I win. I've been drinking my Holy Grail though, so I think that counts.
That counts, yeah.
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 I mean, there's
Great.
water in beer, so.
Yeah.
Well, well done, Booms.
Yeah, good job.
You did it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yay.
Yay.
Hopefully now everybody knows Boom's a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have more.
Good for you.
Good. That's a
And,
last time too. Shit.
Join us again for our next one. We're getting close to the holidays, so it might be a drinking around the holidays themed show.
Yeah, real warm and cozy, like. You know?
I'm gonna do the whole thing with eggnog and my mustache.
Yeah.
Around
It's
my
gonna be
face.
hot.
It's gonna be gross. I'm gonna then eat a donut and I just keep throwing things at the wall. See,
While drinking like
and I'll look like
cast strength
wasted
brandy.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be here.
Shit in my beard. You'll be here for that.
I was like, I can't work tonight, guys.
We'll all join for that.
Sorry, y'all.
Thank you everybody for listening in and for watching. This is Bar Talk from Relief and Resource.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. What is
I
happening?
don't know. He's messing with the aspect.
My
ratio
head
of
is
my
shiny,
eye.
but that's all right.
Would you like my
Waka waka waka. Oh shit!
good.
Let's just.
Would you ever remember fucking Kids in the Hall?
Yes, I
The
love
guy's
Kids in the
like
Hall.
he's like all the way over here on like a stoop or something, just fucking town square, and he's just like lining his fingers up. I cut your head.
Yeah.
I cut your head.
It's gone.
Get your face.
It's gone. I love Kids in the Hall.
All right, so we're recording. We're 15 seconds in. Foley, whenever you want to do the intro,
Bruh.
fucking send it.
Where? Send it. Oh, it's a guy.
It's like
Make
it's a
That
turn
send?
of phrase.
This send?
Yeah.
Like 5, 4, 3. All right. So